The Harappan Civilization, also known as the Indus Valley Civilization, was one of the most advanced and extensive societies of the ancient world. Flourishing between 2600 BCE and 1900 BCE, it covered a vast area that included parts of modern-day Pakistan, India, and Afghanistan. With cities like Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, and Dholavira, the Harappans were pioneers of urban planning, featuring sophisticated drainage systems, well-organized streets, and advanced agricultural practices. Yet, despite its remarkable achievements, this civilization collapsed mysteriously around 1900 BCE, leaving behind ruins that still puzzle archaeologists and historians. What could have caused the downfall of a society so advanced and widespread? Let us explore the most compelling theories behind the decline of the Harappan civilization. The Harappans lived in well-organized cities with remarkable urban planning. Streets were laid out in grids, and buildings were constructed with standardized baked bricks. Granaries, bathhouses, and marketplaces highlight a thriving economy, while their advanced water management systems ensured efficient irrigation and sewage disposal. The Harappans engaged in extensive trade with Mesopotamia and other regions, exporting goods such as beads, cotton, and pottery. Despite their achievements, their script remains undeciphered, making it difficult to fully understand their social and political systems. The lack of grand palaces or temples suggests a relatively egalitarian society, though their centralized planning indicates some form of organized governance. By 1900 BCE, however, this prosperous civilization began to crumble. Urban centers were abandoned, trade networks disintegrated, and their advanced way of life vanished. What caused this decline? Environmental shifts are one of the leading theories behind the collapse. The Harappans depended heavily on the rivers, particularly the Indus and Saraswati, for agriculture and trade. Evidence suggests that the Saraswati River dried up around this time, likely due to tectonic activity or climatic changes. The loss of such a vital water source would have had catastrophic consequences for farming, leading to food shortages and economic instability. Archaeological studies reveal that the monsoon patterns also shifted, causing prolonged droughts. Without reliable rainfall, agriculture would have failed, forcing communities to abandon their cities in search of fertile lands. This environmental stress could explain the gradual depopulation of urban centers. The Harappan economy relied on agriculture and trade, with evidence of connections to Mesopotamia and Central Asia. However, around 2000 BCE, trade networks began to weaken. Mesopotamian city-states, their key trading partners, faced their own decline, disrupting the exchange of goods. Without external trade, the Harappans likely faced economic stagnation. Urban centers that depended on trade struggled to sustain themselves, leading to the gradual abandonment of cities. Artifacts from later Harappan periods show a decline in craftsmanship and standardization, reflecting an economic downturn. Unlike other ancient civilizations, the Harappans left no evidence of powerful rulers or grand monuments. While this egalitarian structure may have contributed to their success, it could also have made them vulnerable to crises. As resources became scarce, the cooperative social fabric may have unraveled. Smaller groups might have migrated to rural areas, fragmenting the once cohesive society. Archaeological evidence supports this, showing a shift from urban settlements to smaller, scattered villages during the late Harappan period. For many years, scholars believed that the Harappans were invaded by Indo-Aryans, nomadic groups who migrated into the Indian subcontinent around 1500 BCE. Early interpretations of the Vedas, ancient Indian texts, suggested violent conflicts between these groups and the Harappans. However, modern research has debunked this invasion theory. There is little archaeological evidence of widespread violence or destruction at Harappan sites. Instead, it is more likely that the Indo-Aryans migrated into an already declining civilization, coexisting with or assimilating the remnants of the Harappan society. The evidence suggests that the Harappan collapse was not a sudden catastrophe but a slow and complex process. Environmental changes, economic disruptions, and societal shifts likely acted together, gradually eroding the foundation of the civilization. Unlike dramatic collapses seen in other ancient cultures, such as the Mayans or the Romans, the Harappans adapted to their changing circumstances. They abandoned their cities, not out of panic, but likely as a rational response to dwindling resources and shifting trade networks. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Harappan civilization is the orderly abandonment of its cities. Excavations at Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa reveal no signs of warfare or catastrophic destruction. The streets and buildings appear intact, as though the inhabitants left in a calm and organized manner. This orderly abandonment has led some researchers to speculate that the Harappans were highly pragmatic. When faced with insurmountable challenges, they may have consciously chosen to leave their cities and disperse into smaller, sustainable communities. Though the urban phase of the Harappan civilization ended, its influence lived on. The agricultural techniques, trade practices, and cultural traditions of the Harappans were absorbed by later societies in the Indian subcontinent. Their resilience and adaptability allowed them to transition to new ways of life, forming the foundation for future civilization. Despite decades of research, the precise reasons for the Harappan collapse remain elusive. Was it the drying rivers? A weakening economy? Or a combination of factors? The inability to decipher their script adds another layer of mystery, leaving much of their story untold. The collapse of the Harappan civilization serves as a cautionary tale about the fragility of even the most advanced societies. Environmental changes, economic disruptions, and social challenges can converge to bring down even the most resilient cultures. As we continue to uncover the secrets of the Harappans, their story reminds us of the importance of adaptability, cooperation, and the delicate balance between humanity and nature. What do you think caused the Harappan collapse? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into ancient civilizations.